And welcome back, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good night. To start off this vlog, we gotta go get more propane. It's brick outside. It is cold as, yeah, it's cold. We ran out of propane. The heater is not working, but more progress. But first, let's go get more propane. And welcome back to the garage. Welcome back to the channel. More progress, more progress, more progress. It is cold outside. I got layers on. It's cold, but I'm sweating. You guys know me. If you know me, you know. But even if there's snow on the ground, I will be sweaty. I will be hot. But I have a jacket on so I don't catch a cold. You know. But heater's going. I'm actually going to clean up the garage before we get started. Yeah, good morning, good evening, good night. Our normal intro. Good morning, good evening, good night. Hope you guys are having a great day. I'm having a pretty great day myself. Holidays are around the corner, guys. I hope you guys have a great holidays. Whatever you celebrate, whatever you do. I typically don't do much. I do and I don't. That's just the way it is, guys. But let's get to the vlog. So before we get started, I need to clean up the inside. I need to find the harnesses. We have harnesses right there, but I think those ones are just engine harnesses that I have hanging up. We have Tonka's door on top of Tonka, which that actually might stay there because it's out of the way. I need to take the header inside. I need to throw these boxes away. The table's somewhat of a mess, not much, but this is what I did off camera, as I've said. So we went to Walmart. It's like a kitchen plumbing extender. Cut the piece off and got this piece mounted. Got our rear bracket and mount mounted, which this bracket will probably end up coming off. I just wanted to see the way it looked. I just wanted to see it. Got a little carried away, but used the normal hardware on this side that Downstar supplies. With this, I just cut right here. You guys can kind of see it. I just took a razor blade, like you know how if you cut a piece of copper piping with the copper pipe cutter, you just twirl it around, pause, and then you cut the metal. Well, you're obviously not going to cut the metal, you just want to cut the bushing. So you take a razor blade, go right here, zip tie the notch right here so it has something to seal, and you still have the lip for the mount. So I took a mallet, hit this mount on. It was somewhat slipping off. These bolts were not long enough, so I used these bolts. Remember when I said I didn't need them? Well, these are the ones that are meant for the mount that are supplied, but I had extra bolts and I needed longer ones, so they're there, and two right here, 2 and 2. And with the Myers mount, I don't know about the other ones. This is my first K series build, but it just ties into the steering rack. So the normal long bolts that are supplied are right here. Added washers. I did the driver's side like I said I would off camera, but I'll clean. Alright guys, so I apologize if I'm talking pretty quick in these clips. I'm just trying to keep this video short but knowledgeable. This is what I bought from Walmart. If you go to the plumbing section in your Walmart or anywhere, you just need a piece of just something to make like a spacer to accommodate the difference. This is what I bought. This is what package is gonna look like. So if you go to Walmart, it's like $5-6 bucks. Cut it to the length you want. Use what piece you want. I used the flex piece right here instead of the piping part. That's solid. And yeah. Alright guys, so I got the interior cleaned up. We have our harnesses. As you see, these are the ones that we do need. The interior harnesses, the ones that route to the tail lights, stuff like that. We will not be using this cover because it'll usually go right there for the fuel pump, but we have a different fuel pump we will be going with. Alright guys, so back to this crowded angle. I do apologize, but I did clean this piece of the hub up where the bearing sits. You know, just take your Scotch-Brite pad, maybe a light thing of sandpaper, nothing too crazy. You want it smooth so it doesn't notch up. So you can either use high temp grease. We will be using our anti-seize, just to give it a smooth transition. You do not need to like cover it, like, you know, use a generous amount, but it's just to help out a little bit. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Something right here. Swiping across, not even really adding any, just spreading it like love. But with this hub, I trim blacked it because I cleared all the rust off, and I was like, well, it's probably gonna have surface rust and stuff again. So to help with that, I just, you know, trim blacked it real quick. Did a decent job. Nothing too crazy. So smooth transition, like I said, it spins freely. This will probably be the longest clip of this vlog, but I want to specify so people know how to use a torque wrench. So this washer, the flat piece, goes against the car, and it's notched right here, so you can't mess it up. It goes one way, and then your 32 millimeter axle nut. Start it with your hand first. And that's as far as we go. It still runs smooth. Grab our torque wrench. This will go to 134 foot-pounds. So with your torque wrench, I did already set it. I'm just double checking. So say you need something more specific. This is somewhat really specific, but let's go to, for instance, putting your motor together. You're torquing your head down. You don't want to keep... Hold on. Let me switch sides on this wrench. Okay. So, you do not want this. Like, if it's loose, of course, you could do this real quick, but once you feel tension, you want to start over here and go right here. Because say you need a torque to 60 foot-pounds. You could go to 59, and this is to my knowledge. Like, if you're going like this, 59. And then whenever you go again and start 60, instead of going like this and hitting 60 because you got stuck, you can start over with your little cranks like this. Start over. Instead of going to 60, you could go to like 61, 62, let's say. So if you want to keep it precise, make sure you're comfy and get a long pull to where you're not going to hit anything. Which this is actually a good example since I'm pressed up against Tonka, tires, and the table. So let's go right now. Hand right here. So it doesn't slip. Hand on the end right here where you adjust it. Like I said, it's loose right now. I'm feeling tension. So I'm going to stand up. Start right here. It's about the torque. Boom. 134 foot-pounds of torque, and it spins free. So you hit this little notch in right here so it does not back out, and you're good to go. But anyway, loosen this up, zero out your torque wrench before you just end the day. It makes it a lot easier on your torque wrench. So it's on 0. I'm going to lock it in, and we're done. Back to the interior. Let's just start peeling this tape off. I'll peel a few with you, and then we'll start laying out the harnesses. Look at that color though. You see the color though? You see the color? Oh, that one was sticking. That one was sticking. Like that one. Look at that. You see that seal? You see that seal though? You see the clear coat? So, it might have been a while since I've been in here. I do not remember these big ass dents. I understand the paint coming off, but these big ass dents in the tunnel, I have no idea. These, I did that. I welded a piece from a manual one, welded it underneath for the shifter whenever I did the auto to manual swap. There's different ways of doing it. I could have just drilled holes, put washers, blah, 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 but then there would have been a big hole right here. And I daily drove Tonka a long time ago. I will take the spot wheel bit, take this out because we're not going to need it. We're just going to be drag brakes and rear brakes. And yeah, let's lay the harnesses out. Alright guys, so with the harnesses, we don't need that one. That is our B series / D series VTech harness. We're obviously going K series, so I'll put that to the side. Who knows what we're gonna do with it. This is the fuel pump from the front to the rear harness that goes along right here. This is our headlight harness that has the little brake booster thing, or the reservoir thing, or headlight, stuff like that. This one is the one that goes to the chassis that's underneath the dash, not the one that has the dash that connects like the radio and everything else, stuff like that. This is the one that actually bolts up. This one goes above the pedals. Well, I need to clean up the pedals. We are not using our OEM factory steering column. So with the lights, I just need a wire to a switch, fuse box, stuff like that, and have a button that turns them on. Right here is just the other side. It loops around, it goes into the engine bay, connects to the engine harness, connects to the ECU. This one I'm not really sure what it does, but if we need it, I'll have it in the box over there, but we don't need most of this stuff. We're probably just gonna need this one, maybe the ends off this one, or I will just buy the ends like this for the signal lights and stuff like that, and wire it in. Got our dash brackets on. You see the drip. You see the drip. But we will not be grabbing the dash right now because that'll be useless. We still need a drill for the brake lines. And that'll just add something to the garage that we don't need right now. Man, we really need to paint this interior. Get all this little bit of metal shavings everywhere where those little things of rust are. But let's have a little bit of fun. We got our fuel tank door. I have no idea what we're going to use it for, but a peep door. Because once the car is on the ground, I guess you can't really see the suspension. So if you want to see the pretty stuff, I guess we'll pop that open. But for it to stay, we have our cable right here. Ran all the way where OEM is. Make it flush. Twist it to the right. And it's done. Clicks right in. This vlog's a little off. I'll admit it. But I think it's still a pretty good vlog. I'll tell you guys how to use a torque wrench, how to put your rear hubs on, what to do, and with the wiring, I'll do off camera because that will take me a minute. I gotta clean it up, I gotta make it look decent, I gotta take off wires, not even really look decent. Of course, we're gonna try to though. Wire is weight. We will be all motor. Every ounce counts, just like pennies. If you have a piggy bank, you're throwing pennies, nickels, dimes in there, not just quarters, not just silver. It will all add up. So if we have extra plugs, extra wires and stuff, we don't need, it's useless. It's useless. So I'll try to think ahead on that, and you know, thanks for watching, man. What else we gonna do today? What else we gonna do today? We're looking good. We got stuff here and there done. You're looking good. I see you. Alright guys, so let's install our outer tie rods. With our steering rack, it came with some brand new inner tie rods, but we have our TSM Race spherical outer tie rod kit. I don't know if they still sell these, but if you go with a good brand of tie rods, I've heard Moog was good. This is my first time with spherical outer tie rods. These things are pretty beefy. This is the passenger side, as you can read. And this would be a driver's side. These side by side. So, this threads on like normal. It did not come with the lock nut that goes right here. So I don't know if this is supposed to be stationary or what they did, but I will install a lock nut later. But for right now, we're just going to mock this up. So that's as far as I could get it by hand. This adjusts. So I kind of wonder if this is supposed to be stationary and you adjust your toe and stuff by this. Who knows? But I feel like this is just to keep it on there because it does need something to keep it from moving. So it honestly probably is like a normal ball joint. This stays stationary, and then what you need, you just adjust from right here, you know, twist the ball joint, get lined up, But with the supplied hardware, it goes this Allen bolt, and I'm assembling this to my knowledge and what I believe is correct. Correct me if I'm wrong. I have no pride in this. I'm just trying to teach. If I'm teaching something wrong, I'll come correct it later once I know. So this Allen bolt that's supplied, it will go downwards right here. This washer with the curved side underneath the Allen head with the flat side down. You'll have the spherical spacer like this, like that. And then this one that goes underneath right here, because we have 4 of them. So that would be 2 for each tie rod. I don't know if this is just for a spacer, because this is the same exact size, and I think if you need more clearance, you could take this bottom one out and replace it with just this. Could be wrong, but we'll assemble it and use everything that's supplied. So this will be next. This is what's going to go inside your front spindle. And then after that, it'll be your lock nut. This is the same lock nut style that was on the TSM trailing arm bushing. It'll go like this, with the curved side outside, with this flat side. This would be where this thread is where the spindle would be. So let's put this on the arm. Like I said, I think this is just a spacer for if you need it. Kind of gives it in between, because these are really machined like the same size. So drop this in, it clicks down. Now just for a better angle right here, this side with the cone goes inside the bushing. And then with this cone, we do not have spindles right now. We do not have spindles. Got to hold in place. But if there was one right here, we'd swing this over, drop it down like the normal ball joint would and the outer tie rod would, and then we'd put this lock nut on. This is a little different than the other styles of ball joints on the tie rod ends, because this is spherical and this is just an Allen bolt, like a heavy duty Allen bolt with a lock nut, but and it's not a castle nut. But once that's in, Allen wrench right here, your Allen key, and then tying this up, and then you're good to go. I will actually probably be stealing the front spindles off of Goku and upgrading Goku later, but we need a 92 through 2000 Honda Civic EX or SI front spindles. I can't find any around me. The ones I can find are non-ABS. Goku, I believe his were ABS. I need to measure the brake rotor. But for the brake system, I said 92 through 2000 Civic that came with ABS, and it had a 10.31 or something like that rotor. So neither here or there. We got our outer tie rods on. I'll install the other side, and let's conclude this video. That looks crazy, but I hope I explained that well. Here's a close-up, just in case. So, like, if you do need a reference, pause it, and there's your reference. But there's our outer tie rod. There is the DX spindles, which I need to see if we can use. And then here's the engine bay. I got the passenger side on. Looks beautiful as well. Man, I really wish cinematics. I wish I could still do cinematics. I don't want to get copyrighted. I don't know how much trouble I'll get into. I tag in the description, but I still get copyrighted. I don't necessarily know how specifically it works, how much trouble I could get into. But YouTube does tag the actual song and stuff in the description. So that's, it's a little touchy, a little sensitive, a little bittersweet. But it's probably for the best. That looks... wow. And this will conclude this video, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something. We are getting more stuff done. We are getting closer to the goal of getting Tonka back on the ground. Prep for the motor. to go in. Like, we still have to take a field trip, possibly down to Texas, to go pick up our motor. I feel like the road trip's going to be awesome. Meeting people over there is going to be awesome. It's just going to be good content, and I like road trips, and we get more food. We get to try more food if they have stuff that we don't have. I believe they do. We'll try to find something cool whenever we do our trip, but we are getting so much stuff done, guys. I read all your guys' comments. You guys are loving the progress. You guys are loving the vlogs, all the content, and yeah, it's. Thank you for coming along this journey. When you guys see this in person, I'm gonna make it worthwhile. It's gonna be awesome, guys. But stay blessed, stay slaying. Most importantly, keep fucking gunning, and I'll catch you guys next time.